now. Oh, zoomy.
Il inglés misjou. Lista.
Hello. That's better. Now I have downloaded the English language through my chip. I'm not picking up a chip signal to pair with on you. Do you not have one? Well, that explains that. Your species must be new to space exploration. Yes. Have you met a Sheylian like me before? I didn't think so, judging by your expression and lack of understanding me earlier. We do have a modest population back home on planet Shey. So, I'm not surprised you haven't heard of us. Or encountered one of us before now. Let me introduce myself. I am an alien from planet Shey. My Sheylian name is 18 syllables long, so let's just stick to Sheila. Which planet are you from? Earth. Yes. Very peculiar. Yes, I didn't want to stereotype, but you definitely look like a carbon-based Earthling. I am silicon-based. Which species are you in particular? Human. Interesting. Would you be so kind as to briefly wait just one moment? Please, only if you don't mind. I'd like to install some data from my chipset to consume on your species so that I may better understand you in a short amount of time. Oh, thank you. You are quite a prolific species, and curious by nature, it seems. The curiosity is something that we both have in common, though. And that is why I am on this space station. Why are you here? Is that so? I'm just making a pit stop after some space exploration travels. I must soon get to Shey for our traditional seasonal celebrations. Oh, you have some of those too? What is it called? Christmas? Sorry, Christmas. Would you mind just waiting one more moment? Just one more. I'd like to learn more about your holiday. Oh, thank you so kindly. Just a tick. And I see you have many different ways to celebrate the festive seasons. You have Christmas, Hanukkah, Christmaka, Yule, Kwanzaa, Postas Navideñas, Rahatsu, Simbangabi. So many ways. Yes, quite a lot of festivities you have. Your home planet must be very big and diverse. How wonderful. What do Sheylians do for their festivities, you ask? Oh, I'm glad you did ask. It's a little hard to describe, though, to someone who doesn't know of our many seasons. I'll try to keep it simple. We have to climb up the floating rocks to the highest and largest one to get to the portal. It takes us safely deep underground beneath our molten iron core of our planet Shey. We shelter there During the hottest days of the year, and the ground is quite dim, so we usually spend the time preening each other's hair and telling traditional tales from year to year. By the one sun window above and our only exit. So we are very protected underground. It serves as our refuge. The window is called Makluba. It keeps us safe and sound from threat and harm. We are but tiny creatures with no real defense against any extraterrestrial species. But no one seems to visit us anyway, as our planet is so very hot, and you need special adaptations or equipment to tolerate it. Is it hot on Earth? Maybe I could visit it. No? It's okay. It's okay. Would it be okay if I consume just one last bit of data? Just quickly. Okay. Thank you so much. Earth is quite a large planet. Shey is about 1/10 the size. A single year of Shey's orbit would happen in only 1/3 of your planet's orbit. My planet is very hot, being so close to our sun we heat. It is tenaciously hot in the first 2 seasons, and our summers reach 60 degrees Celsius, or 140 degrees Fahrenheit. My species have evolved to handle our harsh summers. However, this time of year we would be celebrating a 3-day festival in the middle of our first summer of the year, which we call Bedtime, signifying the harshest time of our first summer is over, and it is time to rejoice in the slightly cooler weather to come before the next true heat wave arrives, that is. Oh, we do not have 4 seasons as Earth does. Our weather is quite exponential and biphasic, as our orbit is very elliptical and in a P-type binary star system. It's quite complex. It's kinda hard to explain. Is it alright if I share my brainwaves with you? No, it doesn't hurt at all. It's more like what you call a hallucination. You will be able to see through my eyes, and I can share some of my memories and thoughts with you visually, so that you can better understand. Okay, just don't move around or the connection will be disconnected, okay? Okay, are you ready? Okay, good. Just hold still. This is our biphasic star system. Weed is our main large sun. It gives us our Hasina or bad seasons. Our smaller second white dwarf sun is called Itinin, and it gives us our Taba or good seasons. We have 2 summers, Sav, and 2 winters, Ishitiwa. Our winters are balmy and our summers are scorching. The first 2 are moderate, Kisa, and the second 2 are harsh, Suna. I feel like that was needed to illustrate and explain why we celebrate 2 or 4 different equinoxes in 2 seasons. And mind you, this would all happen 3 times in 1 Earth year. To celebrate Bidala Hasina, the holiday that we have coming up on planet Shey, we pack our reserve of dry goods and liquid methane. I think that would be similar to your water that you drink. We drink liquid methane. We head underground to shield ourselves from the hottest 3 days we will experience for the next 6 months. That is to say, we stay underground for 3 days and celebrate the end of the worst of the hot season. We must enter underground from the portal situated on the highest of our floating islands. For entering above through the lava will surely burn even our evolutionarily resilient skin. Did you enjoy learning of my home planet? Very good. I enjoyed learning about Merry Christmas too. Okay, thank you for obliging me on learning about my planet. To occupy our time in the dark underground, we have a lot of traditional calm activities to get up to. No one wants to move around much because it's so hot. We tell traditional stories and sing traditional songs while we tap on the ground for percussion and braid each other's manes out of the way to cool down. It's quite a surprise when we eventually resurface. As it's quite dim in the tunnels, some hairstyles are taken out right away if they look a little silly. Others we leave in for as long as they look interesting and tidy. Sorry, what was that? Oh, you'd like to hear a story while I braid your hair? That I can too. Maybe after I can tell you a little more so you understand the seasonal weather patterns of my planet. Would you like that? Alright. Don't mind me. Could you just lower your arm so that I can crawl up it? Thank you, human. I can tell you of the origin story of Makluba. Is that something you would be interested in hearing? Okay. The name translates to inside out and is the geographic wonder on our planet. It has a perimeter of 0.3 meters, which is enough to fit one of a kind through it. It is said to have been caused by a meteor storm that struck many, many years ago, before our planet was so ravaged by space debris. In this particular spot, a meteor so large must have reached the molten core, as it has never closed up. There are rumors that another higher power or alien species contributed to keeping it open, or linking a portal to it, out of reach from bigger creatures. For climbing up the delicate tendrils of vines leading up them would surely cause them to break, or worse. The tendrils also have a poisonous bite which all Sheylians are immune to will infect anything else that touches it, rendering them instantly paralyzed and drifting off to a dreamless sleep and horrible headache once they wake. After a few tries, they know the attempt is moot and would leave us well alone. According to legend, however, the higher power or more advanced alien race provided this escape to safety when many of our folk were being decimated by a meteor shower. Perhaps they took pity. 3 days later, the meteor shower had ended and we realized escaping from under the lava was perfectly safe to do so. Makluba is now renowned for being an area of natural beauty and wonder. Some say if you make a wish there and offer something to the hungry lava, it will come true. Perhaps they who placed it there offered it as a gift, or maybe it is simply a side effect. Strange lit particles float from the molten lava, and to this day we do not know what they are, or where they come from, or where they go. Some propose they are quantum entanglement particles, perhaps of the land from below our planet that we can access through the portal, or perhaps of some other dimension. Isn't it absolutely fascinating? I think so. It's almost more fun when you don't quite understand what is going on, don't you think? Would you like to know the story of our 2 sons? Okay, this is a good one. It was once said that our skies were very dark and very cold. We would float aimlessly around in the vast expanse of space, merely an asteroid. But one day, this Sheylian laid 1 egg with 2 yolks. Once this egg hatched, 2 Sheylings popped out. These 2 were inseparable from birth. They played together, ate together, and explored together. One day, one of the little Sheylings decided to make a competition of who could climb up the tallest rock the fastest. This rock was called Shey. It was so tall that it even touched the sky. You may recall the rocks on Shey are pretty tall and unstable looking. But this did not intimidate the daring 2. Up and up and up they climbed. One climbed right up to the very top and exclaimed for joy that they had climbed it the fastest. As the land was cold and dark, and through the excitement, the Sheyling had lost their footing and had begun to fall. Not wanting to see their dear sibling fall, the other one leapt from the rocks so hard to save them and catch them in mid-air. But they had jumped so hard and fast that as they caught them, they continued to fly up, up, up into the sky. Together, so fast they flew that they began to ignite. But they resilient skin unharmed. Eventually, the velocity was so much that they had to let go of each other, but so determined to stay together as they always have, they didn't stray too far. It is said that Reed, our largest son, is the one who climbed atop the rock first, glowing brighter in his pride. And the smaller one, Aitenine, is the one who saved their sibling. Now they are in the skies, playing together for eternity, and lighting and warming our home in the cold, dark expanse of space. Shey has since broken in half, so any rock could be Shey now. It's still a mystery. Alright, that's the end of the story. Do you mind holding your arm out again so I can crawl down? Thank you. Did you like that story? Yes, that is a favorite among us Sheylians. Well, it was lovely meeting you, an Earthling, in person. I should let you get back to your Christmas, yes, Christmas celebrations. I don't know why that word is so hard for me to remember. Thank you for listening to my stories, Earthling. It's making me quite homesick though. I think I'll fly back to my home earlier than I had planned and surprise everyone at home with my arrival. Merry Christmas and good night, Earthling. Good night. Okay, bye now.